404 audit demo for February 2005. I used the BLET membership status report for February, and I also used the UP payroll report for February 2005, their database Excel sheet. The membership status report on the BLE is not in an Excel form, so I had to use a special paste technique to do that, and I hope I explain it correctly here. First, I went to the membership status report, selected Archives, went to Division 404, and selected February. Once I got this report up, I pressed print so all the members are on one sheet. Then I went to the first name and highlighted everything in those columns. And once I highlighted them, I went back and copied them to bring them over to another Excel sheet. Close that report, open the Excel sheet, and then I had to special paste these. I used line B3 for this so I could have some room to maneuver on this sheet. Now I went to special paste. Once I clicked on that, there was a column that gave me text. I pressed on that, which transformed that information into a spreadsheet. Next, I had to enlarge the names so I could read them, and then I wanted to clean up the information that wasn't needed. As you can see, nobody here paid PAC for this division in 2005 of February, so I deleted that column and the two columns to the right. Just highlight them, press delete, and they disappear, and everything to the right moves towards the left. Next, I closed that program and went to the UP payroll program, where I highlighted 404, just the names and the amount they paid, because all the other information is not needed for this report. Highlight them, copy them, bring them over to the other spreadsheet, and since this is an Excel sheet, I just have to press paste. I matched up the names so they're across from each other, pressed paste, and there I have a comparison between the two sheets. Now, to make them easier to compare, I highlighted all the cells in a dark line so I could cross-reference them a lot easier. As you can see, there's a lot more members than there is payroll because there's excused members and other things. Okay, first comparison, Adamson, he's good. My first mistake or first non-comparison is with Atkins. And I have to add a row right below Amos, so I have a space for Atkins under the payroll column. Now when I do this, it just moves everything below the space here. I'm going to increase down one. It does not delete any information. Press insert, shift cells down, and there you go, and you can see that the name match up now all the way up to Bromback, I believe. The next one that's off, I have to increase a name, is Bauer, I believe. I did this all the way down the sheet. Now, sometimes there's members that pay dues that weren't on the membership status report, and I had to go to the other side and increase those 4 spaces instead of the payroll. Then once I got this done down the whole sheet, I would start color coding the different classes between trainmen, engineers, and FITs and excused. The engineers I left white with no fill. The trainmen were blue. The excused members were orange, and the FITs were gray. Now, as you see, there's some FITs were listed active. I did not include them in my numbers because they listed active and paid $91. so I figured that was a mistake. I'll let 404 decide that. Next, you'll see the next FIT be Barnum, be numbered gray, or colored gray. Once I did this, I was able to number each class more correctly by differentiating the colors, and it didn't get so confusing. As you can see, we had 47 trainmen and 2 FITs and 115 engineers. So I would bring that over to a pre-formulated squares on the right, and I'd enter in the data. Any member that was on the UP payroll but not on the membership status sheet was highlighted bold in red, and you can see them to the left there. Quite a few on this report. There are some excused members that paid, and that could be because they were off in the month after they paid the dues. Here's the formula where I'll delete a number and add 115, and you'll see that it automatically adds up. I did this all the way down, and then you could see that I pasted the dues report for 2005 to each month for comparison. Since this is February, I compared what they had for the National, the GCA, and the Legislative Board, and I came up with a total of differences. And then below that, I pasted and copied any report or any notes that I left Brother Niedermeyer when I did his dues. Next, I highlighted the name and the status of each member for another sheet that I used to compare a month-by-month basis to see how this compared from one month to the next, is because there were several people listed as engineers one month, the following month they were trainmen, and I wasn't sure the report allowed them to do that. In a couple cases, the names were changed from SIMM to SIMS, and they were added, subtracted, but had the same first names, and I'll let 404 explain that. But as you can see, I had to add cells to match up all the names, and if you look across, you'll see all the names are matching up. You'll see blue, gray, white.